that I could pretty much sit here with a set of tarot cards and give you all a reading, and like your Barnum statement that you read out for astrology, a similar thing I could be pretty close, I reckon. And you could do the same to me. I mean, I'm pretty sure that we all know enough to do that and charge someone 20 quid. But those people are coming to you for that reading. Like astrology, I've known a couple of astrologers, and I have to admit, I think that what they spout out is absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. And it seems to be done mostly on a computer. They seem to have a computer program, and it's give me this. It's all I'm just doing astrology. And they give a bit of that, and things happen. You think, well, give me the program, and I'll do it. And if astrology is right, and a lot of them say that most of the readings are the same. So today, you look at all across the papers, Aries will be similar, and all that. If that is the case, why do we need so many? Why don't we just have one?
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah,
it's a good point. There is actually, of course, though, when you research astrology, there is the old astrology as well, which is very looked over nowadays, which is the fundamental parts of bringing 4 different continents together, and their method or methodology in regarding how they use. I mean, there's this Chinese astrology, for an example, where they believe you represent certain animals, snake, the tiger.
Of course, yeah.
But the more hardened astrology refers to numerology and requires specific details from the individual that they're reading for. And they can be remarkably quite accurate. How it's done is a little bit of a trade secret, apparently. But I believe they're all rational explanations, but a very more modern, thorough technique to the real astrology. Not the tabloid astrology that we often read every day in magazines. That's a kind of a different thing.
The other thing I can't work out now, and you just when you mentioned sort of that term tabloid, you've always got whoever it is giving this stuff out, their name and the stars, read the stars with so and so, and then if you want to know more, phone up.
Oh yeah,
09, whatever it is, £1.50 a minute.
Premium number, yeah.
Well, surely, if they just gave you the information there for free, because you already bought the newspaper, so why should you have to go and spend another £1.50 a minute? And I've never rang one, but I could probably guess that the first 2 minutes is an introduction
that's right.
that you're going to be charged for.
We should do that live. Here.
We should do.
Well, the proof's in the pudding. I mean, when you see these adverts and things that do cost money, people must be using them. Otherwise,
they
wouldn't
do.
be doing them. So
I think there's a I can't remember what the actual amounts are, but the amount of people that use psychic phone lines is ridiculous. Something like 40,000 people a day use psychic phone lines.
Ridiculous.
And you think that's, at £1.50 a minute, they're not only on there for a minute, so 40,000. Times that by an average of 10 minutes maybe.
It just shows
That's
there's
a lot of
lonely people out there who need some sort of comfort, and they're getting it from the wrong people, and that's the problem.
But the trouble is, it's like, you're right, you do need that comfort. I mean, I used to read the stars, but I never read them like they actually meant anything. I read them like they were a bit of fun.
But there is a lot of lonely people that they prey on. Like, say for instance, they say you're going to meet, like you mentioned before, like a dark stranger. That week she may be actually looking out for something. That's him, and then maybe she finds him. That was real. I'm bringing that back. What else can they tell me? And then she's looking in for that, like, you know what I mean? And then it's an ongoing thing. She's got no money in the bank.
They're also doing tarot readings online. Now, how can you read someone's...
Tarot readings online?
Yeah,
of course they do.
Not online, sorry, on the telephone.
Yeah.
So how can you read someone's tarot cards when they're on the end of a phone?
Well, they do it on computer. They do it on computer as well.
Do they?
Yeah, but the other thing is, like when you go to some of these psychic... these live psychic shows on the television, and I think it's bizarre when you've got someone sit there in front of you. What they don't realise is these people are sitting on a tiny desk in a tiny little room, and they've got a little kind of camera this big looking at them, and they go, and you're gonna, that's a good card. You're gonna be thinking
that's another
about
40 quid.
Yeah,
It's like 1,000 of them, all like battery heads, all doing the same thing in a factory.
You can just almost hear their producer going, "Speak slower."
You're not on QVC now.
Yeah, exactly. But and the other thing is things like with tarot cards. There's this almost a point that I remember talking to someone who allegedly read tarot cards and said. And I said, well, I might get a set and play with them and see what I come up with as a laugh. And he said, you can't buy them yourself. You've got to have somebody else buy them for you. What's that all about?
The laying on of hands. Basically, the belief is that those who actually touch the cards can influence the cards by their belief. So therefore, if you really want a set of tarots, somebody else must buy them for you, because you shouldn't own a set of tarots if you've purchased them yourself, because you've obviously wanted them.
In fact, I've got to say
it's ridiculous, really. It's just
the only. I have seen one very good demonstration of tarot cards, and it's the only one I've ever seen, and it's one I actually stand by to this day, and I will stand up and back it up to the hilt. It was Peter Cushing in Dr. Terror's House of Horror, and I think he did a brilliant job, because more credibility than a lot of people do it. He actually wouldn't let people know that it was the death card. He went, it doesn't matter. Hey, Dr. Shrek, brilliant. If you get a chance to see it, it's a great.
How many death cards did he have in the pack there?
Yeah, loads apparently. Loads.
That's part of the TED, isn't it? When he has that tarot card, everyone's death.
Absolutely, yeah. And I won't say how they died, but some people died. But it was a great film, and that's to me is where tarot cards should be. There's a bit of fun in that thing. But I've also known, and something I want to talk about later on is I remember somebody talking about they were going for ages and ages and ages looking at the tarot cards. They were designing their own tarot cards, so they had their own specific trademark of tarot cards, so no one else could steal their trademark of tarot cards. And they were going through this design, and every time you speak to them, they had their little computer. Oh, what do you think? What do you think? Which I thought, well, surely if you can read tarot cards and you believe in it, and someone can read them for you, surely they can let you know whether someone's going to steal it or whether your card's going to. But can you just make them up yourself?
You pretty much can. I mean, as long as you've got the main principles, such as the fates, you've got your series of fates ones in there and your series of emotions in there.
I tell you, can we just come back to that after the break, because we've just got to leave for a couple of minutes. We'll be right back. Please don't go away.